That's the one for 300, so you're talking about probably around €450 for that. See, it's just saying place your bid and the time left to place your bid.
This is, in other words, you're bidding on that?
Yes, yeah. They have the facility of an auction as well.
Do you having a set price then?
Well, you can place your bid and...
someone else can bid up?
Yes, yeah, and so you may not get the one you actually want either.
All right.
So, some people...
So if that's £300, in theory, it could be 600.
Yeah, it could
Again,
go
they're
up,
finished
yes,
bidding.
by the time they bid.
You're nearly better off getting a loan on one.
Do you know anyone that's maybe in the class with you that might have?
I'd probably put a note up in the class, or see can someone in the classes around or whatever, and see can someone come up with one for me.
Do you want to work on the poster then? Or?
We'll do it today.
Okay, right, we'll have a look over here and we'll see. So if you have your poster and you want to kind of a caption that, you know, with camcorder needed, that will catch somebody's eye. Okay, and
basically I wanted like an advertisement.
Put your signature then and your number on it.
That's fine.
Fairly central there. It's quite bright and noticeable.
I'm happy.
That's good.
You see advertisements all around, on billboards, at bus stops, and in the newspaper. Most ads have a couple of things in common. They try to use as few words as possible to get their message across. They also shorten words to save space. From ads, we can learn how to get information across in a concise and clear way. Let's try writing an ad for selling a car, either over the internet or in a newspaper. As is often the case with placing ads, each word you write costs money. So what information would you include in an ad to sell a car? The information you want to put in the ad is Honda car for sale, year 2003, the colour is red, driven for 22,000 miles, price €15,000. Please phone 087 555 2311 for details. Now let's write this ad. Honda for sale, 2003, red, 22,000 miles, €15,000. Phone 087 555 2311. So the trick is to be short and sweet. It's a useful skill to have, so once you've learnt it, you may find yourself using it a lot more.
When Tony made the decision to return to learning, he contacted a teacher at his local school. She gave him contact details for Frances Ward, the adult learning organiser for County Wexford.
Yeah, I rang Frances. I had an interview with Frances in Wexford. I went to one-to-one then with Mary was her name. She actually started you very slowly and then brought you up. But I must say she was brilliant. I can't say enough about her. She was the first one I met. So she was. And I left Wexford for a while. I went to Kildare and I had said to Frances about keeping up my classes or whatever. So I done classes then in Kildare as well. It's just nice to know that if you want to leave, we'll say, where you work on whatever, you can still continue your classes or whatever. When you go back to education, it's not like walking into a classroom. I go of a Wednesday night into Gorey and there's a group of people in there and they are absolutely fabulous. Everyone looks out for each other. If you're stuck on something, that person will help you. Or if you're stuck on something else, the other person will help.
Not deadly.
Caught something anyway, something. When I went back, I had to kind of start at the bottom and go up. But sure, as the saying goes, if you're at the bottom of the barrel, there's only one way, isn't there? Up. You can't go any lower. So you can't. I'm happy with what I have and where I'm going. Now I can write, I can read a book. I won't say I'm going to write a novel around, but I'm getting there. You know what I mean?
Okay, remember about your thumbs. Sit them up on the steering wheel. Don't lift up like that. Left now.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
I'm telling you, it looks easier than it is. How do you reckon I'm doing though, Nigel?
You're doing very well, Derek.
But it's very difficult. I mean, my body is tense.
There's a lot of work on the upper body, a lot of work on the arms, because you've no power steering, so all the work you do is your own. It's all in the arms.
And I know what John meant about keeping the old thumbs.
Yeah, when you see that steering wheel spin, yeah,
every way.
You really see how dangerous it could be if you do the wrong thing.
Now this course that we've just come on now, is this the worst one or have you got more in store?
No, we could find harder courses to do, all right, yeah.
Well, maybe we should go and do that.
We're going to take you on another one now.
Okay, well while we're going to do that and getting back into the Jeep, I don't want to get any dirtier, damper or muddier than I already am, you can have a look at our spelling tip on comparatives.
Sometimes when we describe things, we compare them to other items. As in, Derek is taller than Tony, or this bus is slower than this car. The words we use to compare items, like taller and slower, are called comparatives. As you can see, when comparing two things, each of these words ends in "-or". Let's look at a few more examples of comparing two things. This computer is dear, but this computer is dearer. This car is cheap, but this car is cheaper. Sometimes, though, we can't just add "-or" to the end of a word. If the word ends in the letter Y, we need to change the Y to an I before adding the "-or". Hungry is changed to hungrier, angry becomes angrier, and the word happy becomes happier. So, normally, when you want to compare two things, you add an "-or" to the end of the word. But when that word ends in Y, you will need to change the Y to an I first. If you're not sure about the spelling, you can always check it out using a dictionary.
We're going up that? Oh God, are we really going to make it up?
Of course we will.
No, it's not moving.
Something's happening anyway. Okay. The wheels are turning, well, we're not going anywhere.
Oh.
We're stuck, Derek.
Do you have a shovel? Look at that.
Derek, what have you done?
Well. Oh. Doesn't this happen all the time? They're going to get stuck as well. Tony, what are you doing?
You're really up to your neck in muck now.
I can see that, but what are you doing with the camera now? I thought that was to film your eventful day, not mine. Anyway, the point is, how are we going to get out?
We'll turn around, back up to you, hook up, give you a pull.
That's what friends
Hopefully
are for.
We'll get you going.
You're a great man. Get us a cup of tea, will you please? I think we're going to be here some time. They're going to take it. They're going to reverse it all the way back.
The lights on that.
Oh, the lights.
Have a flat battery
Turn
as
off the
well.
lights. We don't have flat battery. I think I've turned them back on, have I? I must say that's very impressive driving on your part, Tony.
Is it?
Yeah, I was very impressed by the way you took her up there in that tight space, 3-point turn, and then the cavalry come to rescue you, help you out. Good man, Tony. Keep her going, Betsy. Bye.
This week's reading tip was about using dictionaries. We saw that dictionaries contain a list of words in alphabetical order and are useful for finding out the meaning of new words and the spelling of other words. We found out that we can add "-or" to words when we want to compare two things, as in taller and cheaper. But if the word ends in the letter Y, we often need to change the Y to an I first, as in the words hungrier and angrier. In our writing tip, we looked at how we need to be short and concise when we write advertisements, and to think about what it is we want to write before writing it. Finally, our Get It this week was about shopping online. We learned that words like encrypted and secure mean that your credit card details will be safe when you decide to buy things on the internet using your card.
That was brilliant.
It was very interesting, wasn't it?
Huh?
Very interesting.
Brilliant.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, John.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much indeed, Nigel.
No problem.
Very
Derek.
good day with you.
So thanks to the Quest Off-Road Driving team here in Aughrim Estate in County Wicklow. Next week, I'll be in a hidden oasis in Dublin meeting Eileen O'Neill, and I'm going to try and find my artistic side. But I think for the moment, Tony, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you very much.
Had a great day with you, and let's go and get a cup of tea. What do you think? See you next week. Bye-bye.
We